Hello! Yes, it's a Saturday stream. Welcome in, folks. Hope you're all having a good one. I decided that I would sneak in a cheeky Elden Ring stream today because I'm not going to have a chance to stream tomorrow, and I can't stop thinking about this game, as per usual. So welcome to the mattressless stream. I can no longer do this to point out the mattress, although the chest of drawers from the bedroom is still there while we consider other renovations we want to make. But the painting is done, the bed is back, so I'm quite happy about that. And yeah, we're having a bonus Elden Ring stream today. If you want to watch some Minecraft today, obviously like the live series all uploaded today, I recommend going and checking out the Love Tropics stream as well. I launched the stream with them yesterday, so yeah, hopefully people are enjoying that and supporting the cause if you're able. But yeah, tomorrow I have TTRPG stuff that I'm doing, and I'll be back on Twitch to stream with the 8-bit community recapping our Dungeons & Dragons campaign before we get started for our next arc. So in the meantime, I figured I'd get in here and do some Elden Ring. We are at Maliketh. We might even get to start the next run today, which will be a straight like speedrun to the DLC because we have to get the Backhand Blades. Right now we have 40 Vigor. I'm looking to change that before we go back into Maliketh because I was getting killed pretty easily last time. So I think we're going to go to Palace Approach Ledge Road and farm some birds. Once I have a little bit more health, I might even consider trying Mohg. But for the moment, at least, I just want to swap in the Gold Scarab Talisman, throw a bow on here, and shoot some birds for a little bit so we can hang out. We can shoot the breeze as well as the birds. I will also need some arrows. That's usually a good idea, right? Okay, so I have 9 of those. Do I not have any other arrows left, or is that just the amount that I left myself with? We have none in storage. Huh, interesting. Maybe I didn't buy that many arrows. So I guess I'll shoot a couple of these. I have no runes left, so I'll need to get a couple of runes so I can actually go and buy some more arrows. But once we've shot the bird a couple of times, we'll be able to. Isla, thank you so much for the tier 1. Appreciate that very much. Welcome in, Isla. Angie to be gifting 5 subs. Very kind of you. Hashtag Pixel Sniffs. Yes. Oh, it's so fun being on the Love Tropics stream. I like those guys a lot. They're always a good time and raising money for some fantastic causes. I was able to get half the charity stream yesterday. It was so fun. I've managed to drop in here and there. I'll be lurking in chat for some of it over the weekend. But yeah, always really fun to get involved, and it was an honor to open the event this year. We've got 3 arrows left, so in theory 3 birds, but as I've already proven, I'm not always the best shot. There we go. Through the middle is easier than through the sides. And how many runes do we need to level up? Okay, yeah, I reckon we'll get to like level 130 and we should be okay, I think. That's 1 more. I can't remember what else I have in terms of breakable runes, but yeah, not much apparently. No remembrances left either. Hey Dan, how you doing? Alright, that's it for all the arrows I have, except for the poison arrows, which we won't worry too much about. And we'll head back to Church of LA and buy some more arrows.
Wait, well, you're...
Let's go with 100 or so. Should be fine.
Goodbye.
Have I seen Arcane? I have not. I've heard good things about it, but typically when I end up getting into TV shows, I get into the same stuff that my partner gets into, and they have no interest in Arcane, so I don't know if I will be watching it, but bear absolutely no ill will to people who do. There's only so much time in the day, you know? We just got done watching the AMC Interview with the Vampire series, which is coming out with Season 3 relatively soon. Yeah, we need to put points into Vigor. We'll ideally get Vigor up to 50. But yeah, I think Joel was talking about Arcane on this newest episode of the Citadel Cafe, but I don't know if that's out on the feed yet or not. But yeah, Joel had some very good things to say about it. I keep getting emails about new TTRPGs that I've backed on Kickstarter, and I'm very happy about this fact. Has that one got glowing eyes? No, I think all of the birds have, like, lightly glowing eyes, but I don't think that one had. Elden Ring, I sure hope it does. Wait by the phone for that Elden Ring. That's something that doesn't happen anymore, right? Like, I feel like people don't wait by the phone anymore. I feel like you can wait for the phone to ring, but waiting by the phone is absolutely a thing of the past. Had a lot of snow last night. Flat is freezing, so happy to be sat here watching Elden Ring and having a cup of tea. Very nice. Yeah, we had some very, very cold days. It's actually still pretty cold in the house. We reconnected the radiator in the bedroom, though, so the bedroom is not completely cold. But the house itself is feeling a little chilly here and there. Need to change up our heating schedule a little bit. Trying to conserve energy. Currently minus 11. Gosh, that's very cold. Colder than it's probably going to get here all winter unless we have a really chill winter. Oh, Canada, right, yeah. Yeah, I wonder how cold it's going to get for Joel in Nova Scotia. It's still, like, Atlantic, maritime. He gets a lot of snow, but not nearly as cold as the more remote parts of Canada. Go on. Get through the branch. Nice. I swear it doesn't look like there's a branch there, but there is. Yeah, we had a few flakes of snow on, I want to say Thursday. So it's feeling wintry. We probably won't get too much, but like I said, you never know. We didn't get enough to build a snowman or anything. Like it settled for maybe an hour and then it was good. It was all gone after that. Whereas my folks who live up north said that they had to grit the roads and shovel the driveway and everything. Consistently hovering around 0 to 5 degrees for the last week or so, yeah. Well, that's how you know it's winter. This should get us up to 125, which I know is the PvP threshold a lot of people like to hit. That doesn't concern me, of course. I just think of the number as a particular milestone. I think it's also the point at which you need more than 100,000 runes to level. Talking about snow, had your first high 30s today, yay summer. Hello Southern Hemisphere, how are you? Taking all of you on a shopping trip with me. I am wondering if we can go and kill Mohg. I don't have the Purifying Crystal tier, but I'm wondering if we can Comet Azur him. If I get this on. We've got 70 intelligence, which is not maxed out, but it's still pretty good. I kind of wonder if we can do it. Oh my gosh, Curly, hello! Hi! Oh my goodness. You all done with Mass Effect? Oh, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, friends. Good to see you guys. If you haven't watched Curly's Mass Effect streams, do yourself a favor and go and check them out. Amazing. Amazing to see people playing Mass Effect for the first time, obviously, but Curly is a delight. You'll have a wonderful time over there. Curly, I'm pretty sure you played Elden Ring before, right? Like, I remember dropping in on... Like, I was lurking on various people's Elden Ring streams. So, hi. For folks who are new here, my name is Pixelriffs. Let me show you my full face and my messy hair. Hello. I'm currently on a mission to beat Elden Ring with every weapon in alphabetical order. We are currently on Azur's Glintstone staff. So I'm wearing the full Comet Azur set, and we're going to go and try and kill Mohg. But I've played this game probably, like, beat this game like 15, 16 times now in total, so I'm getting there with expertise. I think I'm reasonable at the game, but I'm also just trying to do stuff in silly ways. So we're gonna see if we can beat Mohg with a ridiculous combination of stuff. Yeah, this is kind of an alphabet challenge. So this is the last weapon that begins with A in the game, and then we're going to move on to the Bs, starting with the DLC weapon Backhand Blades. I've played through the entire DLC a couple of times now, but you only need to like get to Gravesite Plain and then come back to the base game. And all I really ever want to do with these is beat the final boss, beat like Elden Beast and Radagon, and see the end credits. So I don't have like other criteria for each run. I just want to like hit the end credits with every weapon, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it all goes. I'm probably going to absolutely fail this challenge, but we will see what happens, because if I cast Terra Magica, if I can remember which button Terra Magica is, Mohg's going to start walking down here. We'll drink the flask and cast Comet Azur, and let's see how this goes. Looks like we're doing okay. Looks like we're doing okay. Mana's going to start wearing off about here. And then we can probably drink another one. Are we going to get to kill him while he does this? No. Nope, didn't think so. Okay, time to drink. Time to drink. Time to drink one more time. And let's try another Comet Azur, which is not going to work because I have such poor timing. Okay, good. Well, he's down to pretty low health threshold, so we'll use Stars of Ruin a few times and see if we can dodge his attacks. Oh! I have fought Mohg a couple of times recently, but it's always with the strats that I have to get to the DLC quickly, so... Yeah, a lot of the time I'm used to just one-shotting him with Bloodhound Spang and some real cheesy strats. But I reckon we got this. Famous last words, I know. Especially for a squishy mage like me. Oh god, the blood loss. The blood loss could do for me. Ow, ow, ow. No blood loss, no blood loss. Come on. Oh, yeah, he got me. Dang, that was close, though. Pretty close. I said I got this, though. That's the problem. I jinxed myself. We can go in again. I reckon we can line that up better than we did the first time. Let's try one more time. We get the handy respawn right outside of here. This should be okay. Let's get all of the stuff that we need to get. We're further away from him now, but he advances on us slightly faster, so... Yeah, we got it. Come on, lads. Go on. One more. He takes so little damage in this bit, so... Okay, now we Stars of Ruin. And now I need to get my mana back. Alright, lads. Alright. This one I reckon we can do. No, you don't. Of course, he was luring me in. No! Dang it, not again. Every time I think we're okay. I think maybe we try for Comet instead of Stars of Ruin. We try for Comet instead of Stars of Ruin. Bigger damage. And he's a big target, so we should be fine. It's not that we're going to knock him over with Carrion Piercer, is it? Alright, this should do. Drink a flask, get Comet on deck, and fire! Okay, that'll do. Drink. And drink. Okay, why am I crouched? Why am I crouched? I don't want to crouch. Okay, nice. This should hit. Yeah. Now you're talking. He doesn't like to dodge anything, so fortunately that we made it look a lot easier than it felt the first couple of times. Anyway, let me quickly get this on so we get a few extra runes. I don't think I have any gold pickled foul feet left, so yay! And 500,000 runes later, we are all good. And we could go to the DLC if we wanted to, but I absolutely don't want to. Need to lurk. All good, Curly. Thank you so much again for the raid. If you need to go and take care of yourself post-stream, completely understand. Lurk, get some food, get some rest, water, whatever you need. And your community is more than welcome here. Let's throw some more runes into Vigor. I think we're probably alright for Maliketh now. We can crush Mohg's Remembrance as well, because we won't need that. What are the objectives for each run? It varies. So typically my goal is just to beat the game, beat the base game, see the end credits, and see where we get with a character build. I've set some optional objectives for some of these runs in the past, like for the Astrologer's Staff, because we started with that weapon. It didn't feel like much of a challenge to go and get it right at the start of the game or anything. So for that, I decided that I should acquire every sorcery in the game, including the DLC, and that I did as a seamless co-op run with a buddy of mine. But outside of that, I typically just want to get a bunch of spells, a bunch of, supporting abilities if we have a melee build, and just try and find some fun ways to play the game. The objective really is to just see more potential play styles in this game, because the majority of the time when I loaded up Elden Ring before this challenge, I would just play the same way every time, and it felt kind of like I was not seeing everything the game had to offer, because there are so many different play styles. And so since then, I've beaten the game with 2 bows, 1 crossbow, a ton of melee weapons, colossal weapons, which is an entire category that I'd never used before. I just hit my controller and drank a flask by mistake, but it's fine, we'll roll with it. Maliketh shouldn't be too difficult if we get a good start here, which we're not, but that's okay. We'll just dodge his first couple of attacks and start casting Stars of Ruin, because I know this works well against this guy. But he's a glass cannon, so it's fine. We've got all kinds of rocks that he'll throw at me. He'll stab me a couple of times, and then we'll deal. I just have to remember to jump this. And keep backing away from his attacks when he lunges. Obviously at range he starts throwing projectiles more, but that's fine. And I need to remember to up my mana every so often. What does a Comet do for this guy? Okay, gets us to second phase, very good. Okay, we'll dodge behind him. I think Comet, I'm really going to rely on more for damage here than Stars of Ruin, but he's very maneuverable, so Stars of Ruin is better at tracking him. We can get a Comet on when he's still like that. And thank you, the randomizer run that we did a couple of attempts ago, for being so incredible at teaching me how to dodge this guy's attacks. So I'll take a couple of health flasks here just to be safe. 1 Comet real quick. 1 more. I think we need to be behind him for this next one. Yep, thought so. That'll do it. Yes, okay, great. Perfect. I wasn't sure that last one was going to do enough damage, but that was textbook. Very good. Yeah, we just did Mohg for fun and for runes, because shooting that bird in Mohgwyn Palace can only get me so many runes before I get bored of it. I don't want to just make the stream boring, I want to fight bosses. Bow runs are painful, but there's some fun little things you can throw in to make them better. Like, there's a new talisman in the DLC that gets you extra damage. A couple of the bows actually have really interesting, like, unique skills and stuff that you can use. Like, the second bow was Ansbach's bow, which is new to the DLC, and fires 8 arrows in, like, a spread arc. I kind of liken it to the, if you played Hades, Hades 1, the bow in that has an aspect that lets you fire, like, multiple, or maybe just the default special attack does it, right? Kind of fires arrows in an arc in front of you. And you can't have, like, homing arrows in this game, but there's a couple of weapon skills that you can apply that kind of give you slightly better arrow targeting. So you can make it work for yourself. Gonna start a magic person run just from that fight? Yeah, trust me, if you stack all of the buffs you can possibly get for it, Comet Azur absolutely shreds. It's very, very funny. Like, once you get to, like, a high int rating, you have this staff, you have the mixed physic tier that gives you basically infinite FP for a short duration, and you can just, like, chug the flask and fire the comet forever, and as long as you don't have a very maneuverable enemy who can dodge a whole bunch, then yeah, you can absolutely shred stuff. Against, like, enemies like Godfrey or whoever, like, they're toast. They're just instantly toast. Always gravitate towards Big Bonk. See, I never did. I was always more of a Dex build. I started out with a warrior, like a dual-wielding class on my first playthrough, and then ended up with a Dex int build and used Moonveil, which is the katana that has, like, magic infusion. And that was awesome for a first run. Like, Moonveil is one of the more OP weapons in the game. It's been rebalanced so many times because everyone uses it in PvP. But, yeah, the colossal weapons and stuff, like, I never really bothered with until I started this challenge. And suddenly they've become some of my favorite things. Like, the anvil hammer from the DLC is probably my favorite weapon I've used so far, but it's a toss-up because there are several really fun ones. So now we get to go and fight Gideon Ofnir. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but we do have a very good PvP spell, so... Oh, goodness. Okay, right. We have a point probably to put into intelligence, but I think maybe I'll put it into mind instead, because there are a couple of spells, like Comet and Stars of Ruin, I always have, like, just too little mana left for, so we'll give that a try. I might also activate a Great Rune. If I can activate Godric's Great Rune, that'll give us a few extra points into, like, mana and stamina and stuff. Or maybe I can use Radagon's or Morgoth's instead, but we haven't activated any Great Runes at all, so I'm going to pick up a Rune Arc over here, and it's going to be virtually useless. Oh, it's right here, this guy. Tried a Battle Mage kind of build. I think I finished all the bosses with it. Yeah, my favorite build that I've done across the entire game, not just this challenge, is what I call Barefist Steve, because this is how I used to play Minecraft Dungeons. So Steve as in Steve from Minecraft. The idea is that you put on the Spiked Cestus and a bunch of stuff that buffs that, and you have a very low equipment loadout. So you're basically naked, but you maximize your strength. You put a heavy infusion on the Spiked Cestus, and you just punch all of the bosses. And it's so funny. The funniest part, though, is that, like, it's called Barefist Steve because, you know, the kind of bare-knuckle, bare-fist fighting style was what I imagined when I invented the character for Minecraft Dungeons, but then the rest of him is bare and the fists are actually covered, so it doesn't really make any sense. Alright, let's go laser this man, shall we?
Ah, I knew you'd come to stand before the Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord, to set a state of affairs.
No, I have the problem he has where it doesn't get over the steps. Alright, we're just going to comet him a couple of times. Get wrecked, nerd. 4 hits. 4 hits and we did for him. Amazing.
Cannot become a lord.
Yeah, we are wearing diamond armor now. Yes, that's true.
A man.
He's talking after he's dead for longer than he was alive. I think that's pretty funny. Anyway, we have all of his stuff now. Not that we need any of it, but... I'd say that went pretty well. Good Gideon fight. Normally he's a real pain. Let's put one into int. Yeah, normally he has some really annoying strats, and magic users kind of get a rough go against Gideon, but that turned out alright. Radagon is the one I'm worried about. Radagon is the one we might need to go back and, like, power up a summon for, just so we can get a couple of spells in. Hello? Can I climb the branch, please, game? Never actually fought Gideon, always just killed him while talking. Yeah, I mean, you get the opportunity to do that the first time around, but if you can't DPS him fast enough and he doesn't... If he manages to kill you, and he has a lot of very tough, like, very powerful attacks once you get into an actual fight with him, he doesn't talk the second time you come through the fog gate, so it actually becomes harder if you die to him the first time. Kaz, thank you so much for the 23 months. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the resub. Looks more like emerald armor. Yeah, it's I'd say, you know, turquoise, topaz, something like that. No, topaz is orange, right? I'm trying to remember my Stardew Valley. Tend to let him finish the talk just to have at least some fun in the fight. Yeah, it depends if you have a good time, like, trading blows with Gideon. I prefer to just get him out of the way sooner rather than later, because he's kind of nothing compared to this. Considering how disdainful he is of the central character, it's very hard. It's very hard not to just dunk on him for me, so that's the way I tend to play it. Anyway, Godfrey, Phase 1 should be okay. Phase 2, Yeah, we kind of got cooked there for a minute. We'll see. In the meantime, I started the next character. I didn't get very far, but I thought, oh, if I can get as far as this, then maybe we'll see if we can finish this playthrough. Like I said, I don't know what happened there, but hopefully all will be well. Anyway, I'm going to skip this cutscene because we all know Godfrey at this point, and mostly I just want to get to it. The question is, will he allow me to cast Terra Magica and then comet him a few times? Evidently he will. What a chap. Yeah, he doesn't like to dodge attacks, so I think we'll be okay. Do have to make sure I have enough mana to cast Comet. Should be able to get to second base. Basically what I'm learning is I have to stop jinxing everything. Okay. Second setup, we have a better chance of Comet Azuring him right out of the gate, because he has the slow walk towards us instead of being directly in front of us, so let's try that. We are typo, always. Always. Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Godfrey. And let's see how far we can get in this, yeah? I think the main problem here is that he tends to throw his axe if we're a certain distance away. But we'll try to walk up. Yeah, there we go. That's a good start. He's going to steadily follow up. I'll step away and heal. Stars of Ruin. Throw a Comet in there for good measure. Nope. Okay, we're good already. Nice. We can probably get a Comet in while he's doing that, as long as I make it a quick one. Our job here is basically just to run away. And then can jump whenever he does this. And then we're probably going to get a decent comet in there. One behind him. Yeah, and that's going to true combo. Always. Cool, I can heal while he's roaring. Run away from this. Get a couple of comets in while he's... Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Tarnished.
Good fight.
My strength befits a crown.
Like I said, if you can comet Azur when he's on the walk-up, that fight goes a lot easier. Yeah, I thought the stream was scrubbed too, but here we are. I'm basically testing if it works this time around. Let's throw a couple more points into Int for the Radagon fight. So let's see if we can absolutely dunk on Radagon nice and early here. Yeah, GG's, GG's. And this is the point at which I put my last points into intelligence and see if we can basically one-shot Radagon. We'll do Comet Azure. We're not going to worry about Terra Magica because that takes too long to cast and he'll be parrying by that point. Rocksling he'll probably parry as well. I think Carrion Piercer will be really good. But I think for Elden Beast we will need Shard Spiral if we get that far. And yeah, I think in terms of streamlining this, we want to do... Like, we'll put Terra Magica up front just in case. Let's just completely scrub all of this. We'll put Terra Magica up front just in case we want it. We'll have Comet Azure right there. We'll have Carrion Piercer, basically to stab him after he does a melee attack. I'll keep Comet because that's been pretty powerful. We'll put Shard Spiral here for Elden Beast. And then Stars of Ruin right there. We could also probably get decent damage on Radagon with Carrion Phalanx, but I think Stars of Ruin is faster cast than most of the other stuff that we'll have. We're going to drink the Wondrous Physic before we go through the door, and then just Comet Azure him straight away, because then he'll have less chance to heal from the damage we're doing. So let's see. At least we made it through that boss. So here's the next challenge. And I didn't drink the flask. But thankfully my casting time is pretty good, so we'll see what happens. No, he's just going to parry this now. Or maybe not. Let's try it the other way when I actually get to deal damage. I'm surprised he didn't start parrying mid-sequence like he normally does. But he had my number at that point. Let's give it one more, eh? This time, we drink and then we go through the light. Although I'm never certain if the transition into the boss arena actually does anything to the timing, if it like pauses the timer on how... No, it doesn't. Like, it basically has no impact whatsoever. So drinking it in the arena actually better, surprisingly. And now I'm not paying attention to him because I'm too busy trying to get my spells in order. Basically, I want to do this. Wait for him to do one of these. I'm trying to get as much poise damage as I can in the hope that I can stagger him slightly, but I have to worry about casting time here. Dang it, rolling towards him didn't work out there. Leaving me basically no health for Elden Beast. Comet still hits him in certain animations, though. That's me cooked. But we'll have a pretty decent go at Radagon if I concentrate more on what I'm doing. And maybe if we drink the flask first, or maybe we rethink our strategy with the flask in general, because having the buff from the flask really helps. But maybe we'll make better use of that if we use it for Elden Beast. I don't know. I wonder if maybe... I think, honestly, flask first anyway. Because, yeah, the buff runs out before we even make it into the arena. Basically. Like, it's already gone there. But now I just need to concentrate on getting my blue flask out. Cool, alright. From this point on, we go Comet. And we roll through attacks like that, basically. Okay, not bad. Okay, he's comboing me at times he shouldn't be. And I think they're all reactions to the spell casting style. Drank the wrong flask there. Input reading swine. Okay, I got him this time. Come on, dude. Okay, let's get Shard Spiral ready for the beast. We do still have a little bit of a magic buff, so we might be able to manage this one. We're on Torrent at least. Flask again. This should be one ring, so that's fine. One ring to rule them all. Alright, now we find where the beast lands. Okay, just gonna ride on through this one. Nice easy dodge. Just gotta make sure it doesn't do too many more attacks like that. Yep. Okay, getting back on Torrent for this one. I don't think I'm going to last. I think my health is probably too bad at this point. But I've said that before. Yeah, no, I screwed up there. Yeah. Yeah, I keep trying to dismount Torrent so I can roll under the melee attack, but hey, at least we know we can beat Radagon. So that's good. I think Comet is probably going to take us through Radagon now. So we chug the flask before we go in. We're going to probably do something different with the flask, considering that Comet Azur isn't going to benefit at all. Temporarily boost poise, lightning attacks, holy. We don't really have any other tiers that we can do. Yes, Robbie Draws, I am back. We'll see for how long. I'm not taking anything for granted at this stage, but figured I would give it a try. think this time I just need to be better with my flasks in general. Instant cast. Get as much damage out of that as we can. Missed the dodge, but that's fine. Drink flask. Weird combo. Yeah, you got me with the grab. Alright, time for round 4. Yeah, he threw me with the switch up that time. Was not expecting the holy daggers. The holy fan daggers. I don't think casting Terra Magica is going to help at the beginning. It might help damage-wise, but I think he's going to start parrying too soon. Oh, okay, I thought I rolled that, but rolled too late, I guess. We've proven we can do it. I think I just need to get my my inputs in order. Probably streamline the spells, actually. Because we're not using Terra Magica, and we're not using Carrion Piercer either, so... let's remove that. Let's remove that. So these are probably what we want. Stars of Ruin might work out for Radagon, we'll see. It's not going to hurt if we cast it. Considering how well we did with Maliketh and then Gideon, a little bit of bonus Mohg as well, I'm determined not to waste this streak, you know? Yes, I'm back, Scry, I'm back. Like I said, we'll see for how long I'm back, but we are back and fighting this guy. Being kinder with his patterns this time, but for how long? Come on, bring it. Give me an attack. There we go. That I can follow up at least. Ow. Surprised you let me get away with that hit, but, you know. Nice. The usual lightning combos. I think we just roll and comet now. That one should do it. Perfect. Okay, getting Shard Spell ready for Elden Beast. New player just faced Elden Beast for the first time and got wrecked, went elsewhere to prep. Now you have a Holy Shield, more defense. Nice, good work. Remember, you can ride Torrent in this fight, which is something you couldn't do on launch and was only really added in a recent patch, so definitely worth exploiting if you can. bit because it's easier to avoid these if you kind of ride at a diagonal. Okay, this attack is just going to form a ring around me. We'll jump this. Where you at? Where you at? There you are. Lovely. Well, that's nice and easy to avoid. Oh, I forgot about that one. I always assume it's going to be 4 waves, and it's not. Yes, bring it. Yeah, it's too far away for me to really do anything about that. This is the one I want. End up nice and close to the side. Rattle off the shard spiral. Run away from this effect. Kind of sucks you in until it spits you out. Okay, now we run away from this because oh, it does damage. Alright, and now we unlock because we get more rings. Keep the Crimson Flasks on deck because we are good for mana right now. And I was definitely going to take damage there. That was a poorly timed use of spells. Okay, this time we should be able to inflict a fair bit if we can get back around here, get close. And I don't get off my horse at the worst possible time. Need to heal from that one, but a couple more shard spirals and we are definitely a lot closer. I'm expecting a wave of gold, but I'm not getting one. Now we are. Oh, you're so cooked. Yes! There we go, folks. That is every weapon in Elden Ring, beginning with A, used to defeat the Elden Beast. Bows and crossbows included. We've done it. Despite all the odds. In the face of all of the obstacles. I feel bad that everybody probably left after that raid because my computer let me down. But we are finally wrapping up this run with Azur's Glintstone staff at Fractured Marika. We'll put the rest of the points into intelligence because we might as well. We can smash the remembrance as well. Although in fact, we can keep the remembrance because I have enough runes just in basic golden runes to get this one wrapped up. And we don't have any extra endings for this one. I didn't even do the entirety of Rani's quest because I was fairly confident we'd get as far as we could with just Comet Azur. So we are mending the Elden Ring and getting the default ending. Gonna hide the camera for this one as well. In the face of technology, yes. Well, let's not forget that technology lets us do everything else that we do, so. Crystal rocks covered in crystal rocks. We're done with the letter A. We're on to the letter B now. Truly a double-edged sword, yes. Gonna take a quick screenshot for that one. The armor set is just so ridiculous. Farewell, letter A.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between.
Walking color pencil. Oh my god.
Our seed will look back upon us and recall an age of fracture.
Such a good outfit. I think I've still got the default astrologer boots on underneath this. I forget if I changed my my leg wear or not. Either way, folks, that is all of the A weapons done. Elden Ring, everyone. So we're going to return to the round table hold as we always do. Do a quick recap of this. Level 140 by the end of it. 78 intelligence. 50 vigor was enough. Wing of Astel didn't see much use, but it was nice to have a backup melee weapon just in case. I'm usually worried about running out of mana more than anything else. That was our final set of spells. And, of course, our final equipment loadout. Azur's Glintstone staff. Yeah, we had the astrologer trousers on still. And, of course, all of the magic boosting talismans. We could have swapped Radagon icon for something else, but at that point the casting time would have had to come from dexterity, and it was nice to just do like a raw int build. Plus a little dex just for Wing of Astel. Right. I think that's everything. We can also do this view just to see the origin, the keepsake, all of that stuff. We're going to be wrapping up with Crystal Rocks, and we're going to start a new character because might as well quit while we're ahead. The time is pretty good, though. We are under 8 hours for that playthrough, even though we did some of the additional side quests and stuff. Like, we did bits of Rani's quest just to get as far as Ainsel River and everything. So, I'm actually going to delete the character that I started, just to prove a point, but we're going to remake him. His name is Backhand Blade. And he's a warrior, my friends. Yeah, we're going to start the warrior. And this is going to be our usual run to the DLC. We're going to start with the Golden Seeds. We're going to choose the Reedlander-based template. Probably change his hair. I'm thinking about changing the hair to something like this, actually. I like the kind of messy ponytail that he has in the back there. And I want to do something that I basically never do and add the blindfold here. We're going to give him the sort of blindfold eye patch. I want it to be as close as possible to the shade of blue that the rest of like the warrior's outfit is, which I think is around here. Maybe like ever so slightly lighter than this. Sort of about there, maybe? I know it's difficult to say. I think it's probably darker than I think. So we'll go with something like that. Oh, I've just completely removed that. There we go. Let's try that. And now if we go back to this, it's kind of difficult to tell. You can't, like, remove the helmet on this view. And with the hat on, he doesn't have the blindfold, which is kind of cheating, I feel like. But anyway, this is Backhand Blade. We're just going to go with the defaults, aside from that. He'll be Paul Atreides, apparently. Apparently. Anyway, here comes the bouncy ball. Sing along if you know the words.
The fallen leaves tell a story.
I'm going to run to the bathroom. Be right back. Don't crash the computer while I'm gone.
The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Maliketh the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering
Good.
war from which no lord arose.
I got back just in time for Mad Taint.
A war leading to abandonment by the greater will.
I missed you saying now turn into a ball of stone faces. Yeah, that should be how it
Rise
ends for
now,
every mage playthrough.
Ye tarnished,
It's probably what Rani turns you
ye
into.
dead, who yet live.
Abandonment by the greater will sounds like a skill issue. I mean,
The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all.
apparently the greater will was never there. Hoarah Loux, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask, Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir.
The all-knowing.
4 comets killed him last time. Let's see how we do this time. Oh, by the way. One other. Yes, I will change the title, Karen. Thank you.
And
Thank you for the reminder.
other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring
And also this guy. This one guy I know.
and become the Elden Lord.
Still a classic. We're in. Let's go. Tarnished wizened finger. But I don't wanna. Well, there are several options if you don't want to become the Elden Lord. Like, you know, burn the world down. Gotta become the Lord of something. So we're gonna skip the Grafted Scion because no need to fight it at this stage. Backhand Blade's a paired weapon, so we're not really going to worry about shields or anything. I thought that one was going to take me over the cliff. I guess it didn't. What if I don't want to become Elden Lord? Also, thank you, Theodore, for the 2 months of Prime earlier. I think I missed that in all of the flurry of awkwardness that happened earlier. So, the usual cutscene with Melna and Torrent skipped. We are away. We are a warrior. We're going to do our quick route to the DLC, which involves getting the Bloodhound's Fang and a few other items to set up. I'm going to grab this just in case we come back here. Tag a few of the Graces. We won't worry about those items because they're just for multiplayer. And it does let us out of here without them, unlike the wizened finger that you start with, which I think is just for writing messages. Too cool for the Grafted Scion. Too squishy for the Grafted Scion. Not enough health flasks, just in case things go wrong. We are going to have to beat the Grafted Scion when the ornamental straight sword playthrough comes up, but that's not going to be for a long time. Hello, Vare. We'll be seeing you later.
Of course you. Unfortunately, without Guy, you are fate. Me. Are you familiar? You may all that. It will lead. Even if. Great. To castle. The home. It to castle. If you.
Alright. I am maidenless. Yeah, I think that's a decent enough blue. The last time I did it, I think the blue was a little bit too light. So I've got the right shade this time. Off to the church. Be picking up root resin as we go, where we can find it. We're going to grab the golden rune outside. Snag the grace. I really do like this hairstyle a lot. We'll get the smithing stone here just because we need to get it at some point anyway before we can use the anvil.
I am Khan.
Hello, Kale. We'll sell you this golden rune. And we'll get hold of the crafting kits.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. We'll see him later when we come back to get the finger snap gesture so we can meet Blythe. I don't think there's any other root resin here. I think it's all deeper in. There's some around this tree, I believe. Is it right there? Oh, the one in front of us. This one here. There's got to be another one, yeah. I knew there was. And then there's some more around this tree up here as well. Wait. We walked past it. There we go. It was behind that guy, that's why I didn't see it. Set me on fire, will you? Can't wait for about 3 or 4 hours from now when we're in Farum Azula and the Tarnish is wondering how did we get here? With all the status effects somehow. Yeah, let's rest up here. You can probably get to Farum Azula within an hour if you just make a beeline for 4 belfries. Say hi to Melina, everyone.
But you, I can play turning to 80. You need to the foot. Then it summon me. Ah, I bequeath. It will summon torrent. Treat him with.
Probably don't need the flasks right away, but we'll do that just in case. I need to equip the ring to the pouch, or the whistle rather, to the pouch. Sneak around the camp. Excuse me, folks. Weirdly, they don't follow you down into the cellar. I think mainly because it's too early in the game and they don't want you to be in combat constantly. But I sure can ride the horse out of here. So we'll wheel around, pick up the map, and just continue up through gate fronts. Where will the weapon be found? This one's in the DLC, and it's on Gravesite Plain. You can get it without fighting a single enemy. And from there, we'll just come straight back into the main game and continue up into Lanedale and everything. But as usual, our fast DLC route requires us to beat Godric and Radagon and then Mohg. So we'll be doing that all in the space of about 2 hours. Of course, our fast route begins by heading up here to Roderica. We'll grab this Grace, and we have another golden seed that we can use if we want to increase our flasks. There's a stone sword key up here, which we will take, because I think this comes in handy later.
Everyone only to have their. Did you know?
Roderica's going to give us a jellyfish and a gesture.
Well, that, but I don't have. It's scared. I want on nothing. Can you take the band? It'll be glad.
And then when we see her later, she can spirit tune for us, but also she's going to leave a golden seed there that we might pick up later. I don't do enough dual wielding in this game, and obviously with paired weapons it's going to feel a bit like dual wielding. They have their own kind of like power stance sort of thing, but I do like the dual wielding movesets with these curved swords. Just going to get out of here before we get ballisted. Fortunately, if you attack that scarab from the side, you never really get close enough that the ballistas spot you. Either way, we'll hop on down here, we'll get the Strength Not Crystal tier, make our way to the War Master's shack so that we can get some more root resin, and come back there to farm root resin if we need to. I can't believe I'm going to beat Mohg twice on this stream, provided that everything works okay. Yeah, I was going to take some damage there. The extra jump was really not necessary. So there's a bit more root resin. This tree over here has some more. We should be set for the entire run up to the DLC at that point. One playthrough that you fully finished was pure dual wielding, curved swords and twin blades. Nice. Wish you didn't work at the pub tonight. You want to watch the DLC run? Ah, that's what the VOD's for. That is, as always, what the VOD is for. So because we started with these curved swords, we don't have access to a bleed weapon, so we're going to have to go and get the Morning Star from Weeping Peninsula. We'll get the Spirit Calling Bell here, so we don't have to worry about it later. Thanks, Ronnie. Anyway, she's off. We're going to walk back over here to grab our first gold pickled fowlfoot, and then around the coast to the second. And this was about where I'd got to with the character that you saw me delete when we started this. I like to do the whole run on stream if I can, you know. But I only played for like 10 minutes, so it felt like something we could run it back pretty easily. I always forget that there's something down there. I think it's a stone sword key or something. I was watching Shenpai's original stream of this back in, like, well, 2 years ago when the game first released. And she found a shield that I've never seen before. I think the Spiral Horn Shield is somewhere in Old Palace, up near the Mausoleum compound. I'd literally never seen it before. So there is still some stuff in this game that I don't think I've ever seen. But then I'm not really planning on using shields all that much, considering they don't count as weapons in the weapon comparison table that I'm using for the A to Z, so... Not going to worry about Yura. He'll be dead later anyway. This is the other way we can get across to Weeping Peninsula, but in this case I'm going to grab the Grace over here because we need to walk back to this later. And we'll take the road because we also get a Stone Sword key from that. Be a fun run, shield only. I'm sure people have done it because you can hit stuff with shields. And you can upgrade them to maximum the way you can with like a default weapon, like a normal weapon. You can give them 20 plus 25 with smithing stones. The thrusting shield counts as a weapon, yes. It's in the weapon comparison table because it's its own category of weapons and does comparable damage to some of the melee weapons if you set up right. Don't know why I'm bothering with the smithing stones, really. I think the backhand blades might be a smithing stone weapon, though. I don't think they're a somber weapon. Part of me wants to assume that they are, but I feel like I would just be making that assumption with every weapon from the DLC. Because it's, you know, there's not really going to be a ton of stuff that's just like basic daggers in the DLC, right? The backhand blades do have a really cool Ash of War, though. They have this blind spot skill that's sort of like quick step, but it deliberately puts you in a flanking position, which is really effective in melee combat. Should use more shields at some point for the ultimate goal of experiencing everything the game has to offer. Yeah, I think when I get to like basic swords and short swords and stuff like that, I'll be adopting more of the parry and guard counter kind of style that works well for weapons like that, but right now I don't really play in that style very often, so it would take a little while for me to get used to some of that. It is regular, so it's regular smithing stones. Great, okay, I'll get as many of those as I can on the way around, but obviously we will get to the point where we can get the smithing miner's bell bearings. RIP that bunny, I guess, and yeah, we'll be able to buy a lot of smithing stones by the time we have access to the backhand blade. Just avoid spawning in the death bird here. Don't know why I go this way around now. I've sort of developed a couple of different ways of getting to and from the maps and the golden seeds. Cyber Bees, thank you for the 10 gifted. Oh my gosh, that's turned my day around, actually. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Really appreciate that. Hopefully for some of the folks who joined the raid earlier got some of those, especially if you're sticking around. But hopefully the folks in chat got them too. Thank you so, so much for that generous gift. In your honor, I pick up some gold-tinged poo. Can't jump off there, no spirit spring or anything, so we'll go back down this way. We're just going to get the sacred tears from here on Weeping Peninsula, and then we'll probably not need anything else after that. Could maybe go and buy a lantern, but I don't have many runes right now. Oh god, he's still here. Oh, no, he didn't see me. It's fine, we're good. I think maybe I should have come down from the back of the Ailing Village, from the gravestone path, but it doesn't matter. Across the bridge here today. But yeah, that spirit spring over there can get you back up this way, or the one in the forest can, so... like this one. I don't know if that's any faster. We kind of cut the corner off. Backhand blades are just like a dex weapon primarily, I think, so we don't need to worry about, like, stat investment for faith. We don't need to worry about the faith knot crystal tier that's over there. We are just after the strength knot to begin with, because we need it for Bloodhound's Fang, and then we need the... oh, 3 runes, don't mind if I do. We need the Dex Knot Crystal tier for that as well, and we'll get the Ritual Sword Talisman, a few other bits and pieces. I think for the Backhand Blades themselves, we might go closer to my Barefist Steve route, where we have Blue Dancer Charm, Winged Sword Insignia, anything that works well for, like, lots of quick attacks. There's a couple of crystal tiers. We might even get Millicent's Prosthesis on this run, but perhaps just from killing her at Windmill Village, tragic though that is. I'm going to grab this Grace just in case we want to come back here, but I can also buy the Lantern from the merchant on Liurnia Lakeshore, so we shouldn't need to worry about that. From here, we'll walk back to Agiel Lake South. For this part, we're going to ignore the guy who's secretly a bear. Ride south across here. Probably grab the runes in this graveyard, like I normally do. Not all of them are really worth it, though. Yeah, the guy who's secretly a bear is weirdly popular. We back again? We are back again. Yeah, welcome back. We'll see how long it lasts, but everything seems to be going okay. Touch wood, cross fingers, all of that stuff. From here... oh yeah, we need to cross here to get this Somber Smithing Stone, don't we? Cross the road up here. Yeah, that should be fine. Really wish we could do something more effective about this Knight's Cavalry, but dropping off the bridge doesn't actually kill him. Probably worth warping back to Aegir Lake and then going east towards Kenneth Heights Fort. Then up through the Mistwood from there. He's just kind of hanging out there. We'll leave him be. You missed. Your aim is terrible. Your breath is worse. Okay. Good. Wonderful. Textbook. Built by Backhand Blake, one of the Backhand boys? Yes. So many golden runes. Say hello to the penguins. And the giant octopus. Yeah, he's backhand's back. Is that what we're doing with this? Is this the Backstreet Boys reference we all wanted? We're just gonna run up here and get the Dectus medallion. Hopefully do a good job of not ignoring everything that's in here. The Mad Pumpkinhead may be a problem. It also might not be, we'll see. Depending on whether or not we can get him blown up by that. Excuse you. I'm gonna kill this guy. And then probably this guy. We'll see. We'll see what else follows us up here is the other problem. Oh, terrible. Bad form. Jury's still out on this one, Jacob, but I'm here, and that's about as much as I can hope for at this point. Alright, so we are no longer Fort Night, it is now Fort Day, but that's okay. Get a few more blood roses off the plants that regenerate them, so... Excuse me, sir. Thank you. I'm crouched again. Ow! Come on. The rats running after me. Let's just go for the medallion this time. Doesn't matter whether we kill the knight or not. Sounds like I have a Portsmouth accent? Well, I'm from Southampton, so I take that as an insult. I don't live in either. This guy's going to get a fun surprise when he comes up the ladder. If he comes up the ladder. It doesn't look like he is, so let's just warp out. You're so far off? I mean, not that far off, to be fair. So accent blind all Englanders sound the same? I mean, we mostly do. There's a great diversity of accents, but a lot of them are very subtle. I find it quite funny how people can't tell the difference between the north and the south, though, because there are some very distinct differences there. Right, now we've heard Blythe. We don't need to worry about that anymore. I need to do a bit more research into what talismans work best with the backhand blades, aside from like the ones that favor faster attacks. I mostly mean like axe talisman, twin blade talisman. There's a couple of others that are to do with like dexterity weapons. Do they do piercing damage? I'm not certain. Like that's all stuff I need to figure out. With my southern UK accent, being told by a northerner that I sound American. Absurd. Yeah, I can't imagine somebody talking to me and being like, so where in America are you from? Once again, going to get this grace just as a matter of routine. And just in case we need to walk back here. Speaking of guys who are disguised as bears, let's go and see Garank. Blaming my partner because they're American, I think they're rubbing off on me. I mean, the same would be happening to me as well. I think, honestly, a lot of people confuse accent with idiom. I think I've picked up a few American words and phrases, and my partner has picked up a few English words and phrases. And if people tell us that our accents are different, we look at them like they are... I don't know. A little bit silly. I was going to be a lot more harsh than that, but I was like, yeah, we don't need to go that way. We don't need to give that kind of sentiment out on this stream. Anyhow, we will get the Somber 9 that's over here this time around, which I've completely overshot, and now I'm probably going to aggro the Vulgar Militia, so not looking forward to that happening to me. Ow. Okay, let's see if we can kill this thing. Fortunately, we can just attack infinitely because I don't count as in combat when I'm not being targeted, so I don't have stamina limitations. That worked out okay. Like Dan TDM says elevator and not lift. Yeah, I think I go back and forth with that stuff sometimes. We're going to cross the bridge real quick. We have both gold pickled foul feet, so we can do the Knight's Cavalry cheese as well as Greyol. Finally, a fight to truly demonstrate the Backhand Blade's power and Dung Beetle. Well, in this case, I've got the curved swords that you start with as a warrior, so we don't even have the Backhand Blades yet. We'll be fighting a fair few Dung Beetles once we have them, though. But we'll be fighting a lot more heavy-hitting stuff too, so I won't worry too much about my reputation yet. Okay, let's rest at this grace. We are going to have to deny Melina the chance to take us to the round table, at least for the moment. Going to pop the gold pickled foul feet on our pouch. Rest here. Who's there?
Forgive it eternal if you had. It seems torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering.
Not today, but thank you. I think we're going to go 6 and 1 for flasks for now. We need to pass the time until nightfall. And let's see how lucky we get with the Knight's Cavalry today. Ideally, this will be over fairly quickly, but who knows? Get wrecked, idiot. Oi! Hello? Sucks to be you. Yeah, that went pretty well. Hey, Ulonkel, welcome in. Glad you got a gifted sub. Awesome stuff. That is what they that's what they call a hit and run, yes. A hit, run, trip and fall. That is probably the smoothest that's ever gone for me, and I'm quite grateful for that, actually, considering we lost a bit of time at Fort Height. Not that I'm on a speed run as such, but it's nice to get all of our goals accomplished in short order. Just going to avoid getting struck by lightning, as one generally should. I kind of wish there was an early way to cheese this Erdtree avatar as well, because I think that one drops a really useful mixed physic tier. But we'll be back for it. So we should have our nice, easy setup to kill Grail. We have a bleed weapon, we have wild strikes, we have everything we need to craft blood grease. Yeah, I'm gonna put some points into strength and dex now. We need 16 strength, 17 dexterity to wield Bloodhound's Fang. The rest can all start going into vigor, and we need some points in endurance. So let's not neglect endurance, but we're about to get a whole lot more. We need to apply the Ash of War, is the one reason to sit at grace here. So we need to add Wild Strikes to the Ash of War. We'll keep the Affinity Standards. We need to start crafting Blood Grease. We'll put that on the pouch on that side. Equip the Morning Star two-hand for good measure. And let's see how this goes. I'm going to assume pretty well. We are going to run out of that rune acquisition buff after a while, though, so we're going to have to re-up that before Grail dies. Time for matricide, always. In this game, pretty much always. And in a second we're going to run out of our blue bar. But that's fine, because even if we're doing no damage with this skill, we still do bleed damage. There it is. I like the fact that even when you've just run out of stamina, it still gets 2 additional hits in from Wild Strike. That's so nice. Also, my Blood Grease did just run out, so I need to re-up that. You only need 2 Blood Grease for this. You don't even need them because it's a bleed weapon, but it just helps. Should have crafted an iron pickaxe. Are iron pickaxes good against dragons? Can anyone confirm? I would assume diamond sword, but there are crystal swords in this game, which I'm sure we'll be using at some point. There is a pickaxe that's available as a weapon in this, though, so I'm expecting our Minecraft Steve build to be pretty funny. And that is one dead dragon. Sleeping near a dragon is incredibly powerful. We'll try that at this grace. So that is how we get... I'm going to put a little extra into endurance here just in case. That is how we get basically 150,000 runes right at the beginning of the game. We're going to return to Church of LA, get the gesture from Carle, buy some arrows, and then quickly do Fort Faroth because we do need to equip Radagon's Source Seal.
Wait, well, you're...
We'll get all of the arrows so that we can level in Mohg Palace later.
Next time you don't fret, I just haven't.
Thanks, man.
Goodbye.
See you later. Anyway, back to Fort Faroth. We have a couple more items on our shopping lists. We're done with the Morning Star for now. Keep those equipped. We'll dispense with the shields. Now we have a losable amount of runes. It's time to hop into Fort Faroth. And I can also unequip this, but I'll make sure that I still have the Memory of Grace so that we can warp out of here once we've dodged all of the rats. Of course, the other thing we have to dodge is the poison. Are we going to do it? Are we going to get poisoned a second time? I think we're in the clear. I think we've done it. Okay, Dexter's Medallion Part 2. So now we can go to Altus Plateau whenever we want, which is nice. Hop on down here, do the usual rat slalom. Don't worry if you guys can't see this, it'll all be over soon. No, not the rats. Okay, good. Whew. I thought the first one was going to knock me into the second one there. Poison dodged. Okie doke. So from here, we're going to briefly head over to the other side of Dragon Barrow. I've just remembered that one of the requirements of this fast route to the DLC is also to do that skip into Radagon's arena, so we'll see if I actually get that right this time around. I'm usually dreadful at it. Peter Henry, welcome in. Welcome to the Elden Ring A to Z. This is a challenge where I'm trying to beat Elden Ring with every weapon in alphabetical order. We are now on the B weapons, having defeated the game with Azur's Glintstone staff as the last of our A weapons. So I'm doing a quick speed run to the DLC so I can get the Backhand Blades, which are the first weapon beginning with B. The damage on that rat, I know. Fort Faroth is in Dragon Barrow, which is, you're supposed to be like around level 60 plus in this area, and I am currently level like 18 or something. Actually, I think after Grail I'm probably level 30 something. Then we're going to grab the other, I think this is Somber 8 from this one. It is a sharp rat. Many fangs. This thing's going to run under the tree trunk, probably. Yeah, that's right. Get staggered. Just don't want it to run away. Nice. That'll do. That's all we needed to do. From here, we probably want to walk back to Fort Faroth so that we can jump off to go to the Plague Church. Most of the damage is psychological? Yeah, probably true. It's like a Cthulhu level of rat. It's like sanity damage. Although that's more like the ones in northern Liurnia that give you madness. Since we are looking for a regular weapon instead of a somber weapon later, I am going to hop up here and get the 7s and 8s that are on the top of this. Extra stone sword keys don't hurt either. Yeah, we'll come down here to the Church of Suffering. B1! Yes, we're there. We're fine. Excuse me. Finally there. I can barely digest it myself. Hi, Millicent. We'll probably be seeing you later in the run, actually, for once. So your suffering will be over in due time. I think at this point, we're going to level our flasks some. And we will go to the round table holds.
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you.
So we need to say hi to a couple of people here. But the main thing to do is return to the Mistwood and go see Blythe. Alright, where is he? Gideon? Alright.
Oh, I can't remember very well. It is. You, the house kid. Remember your. There's.
Alright, with that taken care of, we'll go here. You don't actually need to talk to Gideon there, but I figure we may as well. Can't wait for B4. So many bad jokes to be made. Which one is B4 again? We've got the Bandit's Curved Sword, Banished Knight's Greatsword, Banished Knight's Halberd, I think. What am I missing? Is the spreadsheet public? Go to the weapon comparison table on the Elden Ring wiki, and then just click the name column so it sorts them A to Z. Oh, wrong one. That one. You feel like this should work, but... Oh, before, like, in before this happened? Oh, fair enough.
Carly sent you. The name's Blood. He fled somewhere near. Come tell me if I can offer you ample reward.
What did that man look like? We will never know. I just wasn't looking in with the camera for some reason. How many runs are there going to be? There are 408 weapons in this game, so in theory, that many. In practice, that would probably take me about 8 years if I did a playthrough every week, so we'll probably just do as many as we want to, as many as we can. Why does he say ample reward like that? Because he's a suave guy, I guess. He's also pretty handy in a fight. So what we're going to do, having just realized that I should probably mix the physic here first. You know what? No, we won't bother. We'll fight Darrowell on our own terms. But we can blood grease our weapons, so we can do that too. All my homies love Blythe. He brings all the boys to the yard.
Rotting in a cell is no true justice. No. This is where it ends for you.
People are always saying stuff like that in this game, aren't they? This is where it ends for you and your cess blood or whatever. Oh, he saw me. He saw me coming. He knew what I was up to. Yeah, still getting used to the power stance on these swords. Nice. Cool. Whenever you finish the challenge, I'll take up whichever weapon would be next and do that as a challenge. Cool. We play a game of telephone. I like that. You kind of pass it on. I like that idea. Hey, what's up?
Hard to work for it. Don't say I'm not.
Thank you.
Oh, if you venture, tell him I said he'll be sure I owe you one. As long as time we part.
Alright, cool. Let's go back to Church of LA. We can do our own smithing at this point. Turn it into a bloodline curse? Yeah. Oh, we don't have enough runes. Let's fix that real quick. Make sure I two-hand this so I can actually use it. I came very close to beheading Kale there. That would have been a mistake. Okay, I think at this point we're good to just go for Margit. Hang on, give me 1 second to check that my stats are correct. Yeah, 16 strength, 17 dex. I was wondering why I couldn't wield this sword, but I think it's because the plan is to go in two-handed anyway, and we also have the strength, not crystal tier, which adds 5. So yeah, let's head on up here. Fighting Margit should be relatively easy with the setup we've had. We don't have like super high health, but we have a decent amount of endurance, and we've got all of the extra bits and pieces. The sword is up to +2. Once we get to Liurnia, it'll be +4, and then Altus +6. Then we fight Radagon. This should all go pretty much according to plan. Just got to get through Stormvale. Who's ready for Morgoth Part 1? Because he's here. That because this guy is the king of delayed attacks, as new players always find out. Still pretty easy. Oh, I also haven't equipped the Saw Seal. That's the one thing I haven't done yet. So, yeah, the Talisman Pouch kind of reminded me of that. Would have been slightly faster if we hadn't, but never mind. That one's going into Vigor, because we have all the endurance we might need. Gonna level Vigor to about 40 by the time we've beaten Mohg. And that's the other thing that makes it possible to one-hand Bloodhound's Fang, is having the Radagon Saw Seal equipped, of course.
You there?
Gostock, open the gates, please.
It's tight. The guard you breached. Well, but of course.
The gates! Open the gates!
Alright, let's get shot by ballistas a few times. Okay, I'm gonna briefly head over here to get the Divine Bridge Grace. I always just dodge a few times there so it doesn't hit me, because I never know when it's going to arrive, but it usually does. Headshot Maestro, no Discord for me. I'm part of a couple of other Discords, but I don't have a personal one because it got too much to maintain. But if you want to find me on Discords, then the best way to do that is become a patron of my Minecraft podcast, The Spawn Chunks. If that's not your bag, I totally understand. You can chat to me here on Twitch, of course. Excuse me, fellas. Feel free to follow me up the steps and get killed by explosive ballistas. Or flamethrowers, alternatively. I think we're getting into Stormvale with higher stats than I had on the last run, so that's good. But then I was really focusing intelligence on the last run, which was, I don't know, relatively smart of me. I think it paid off. I think we managed, just about. I don't think we need to do much other than beat down Godric here. Don't have much else we can do, I suppose. We're not going to need the Arsenal Charm from Nefeli, so I'm not going to worry about meeting her here. Because, if anything, I'm planning on having less gear, not more. We are nowhere near enough runes to level up, so let's go in and fight Godric. Gonna skip this cutscene because we know it pretty well at this stage. We've seen enough cutscenes today. Hey, man. Of course, it would help if I used the blood grease that I was planning on inflicting bleed with this whole time. Nice. Didn't realize that was a stagger, actually. Let's get a few more hits in so that we bleed as soon as we get into next phase. Nice. This should do. Nice. Good fight.
Of all that is golden,
Pretty clean aside from fumbling the blood grease at the start.
we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Just gonna grab this grace because we might come back here later. But that's the Godric fight all done, and we'll head down into Leonia. We have the usual shopping list over here. We need to return to the round table hold to get the meeting with the two fingers out of the way. We want to get the dexterity, not crystal tier. We need to go and see Vare. Go and meet Iji so we can upgrade the sword some more. This is all getting pretty familiar at this point. I don't think we're missing anything at this point in the run. Yeah, as far as Godric fights went, that went pretty smooth. Fortunately for me. Of course, we have another sacred tier in the church over here. We've got 5 blood grease left, which just means Radagon, Mohg, and who's the other boss we have to fight? Demi-Human Queen, Gillica. Welcome in, Lou the Jackass. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We are on our first run of the weapons beginning with B in Elden Ring, having beaten the game with every weapon that starts with A. Bloodhound's Fang is in the B range, but it is not the weapon. We are starting with Backhand Blades, but we have to go and get those from the DLC first. I'm going to rest at this grace, buy a lantern from this merchant, which I think we need like 1800 for. So let's make sure we leave with that. That's fine. Add That's Sacred Tear. Fighting the urge to eat 1/3 of the ice cream you have left in the tub after eating the 2/3 less than an hour ago, of course.
You surprised no matter. Why don't? Oh, don't.
Aside from some technical issues earlier in the stream, I'm doing pretty well myself. Excited to get this run underway, and hopefully we make it as far as beating Mohg. For a second you thought this was an MLM flag behind me. The background lights, if you have channel points, can be turned into a variety of pride flags. That is not one of them though, actually. I should have that on there. But there's a few other flags loaded into the lights. Some of them affect how well lit I am, which I need to figure out one of these days, but... we're going to quickly run over here, get this smithing stone, and jump through the portal so that we don't get into a fight with the Royal Revenant, who completely ignores you if you get past it by the time it's done spawning in, which is nice. Getting a new laptop so you'll be able to stream finally. Not sure what platforms I should use for exposure. Twitch is not the best for newcomers. Yeah, I mean, you can start streaming and just see who shows up, because if you're, depending on the games that you're playing, people will show up. Like, you'll get 1 or 2 people in the early days. Whatever communities you have elsewhere are going to be of benefit, I would say. Like, I tend to post when I'm streaming on Blue Sky or YouTube, especially when it's Minecraft stuff, which is my main gig. Yeah, there's always the opportunity to meet a couple of people, and the people who turn up to your streams in the early days end up being your most loyal subscribers when you get a little bit further into streaming. So, best of luck, of course. Hope it all goes well. We're going to go south through here to try and get hold of the... oh, there's a Grace up there as well. We're going to try and get hold of the Dexterity Knot Crystal Tear. I suppose we'll grab this Grace now. Because that's Fallen Ruins of the Lake. It's closer to the Rose Church, actually. We might use that one a bit more. I always think the one on Patches Island is the only one that's around here, but evidently I'm mistaken. I don't have to deal with the lobsters. What do you recommend you do at the beginning along with Twitch? I mean, wherever you can post. I mean, I don't know what else to recommend, really. Probably be doing Minecraft and Stardew because you like calm games. Those are both excellent choices. I love both of those games. Minecraft is obviously my main thing, but Stardew is probably in my top 5 or top 10 games. Gonna hide from the Albinorix down here, walk back to Round Table, go see the Two Fingers. Yeah, regular streams, that's a really great suggestion from Dan there. Make sure you set some sort of schedule, because then people know when to show up. And honestly, like, raid people if you can, because people love to see a raid. Might do YouTube too. You have beef with Instagram, and TikTok is interesting. I heard good stuff about Blue Sky. Blue Sky is great. I've been on there for a little while now, and it seems like it's really picking up in terms of people. Seems like a good community, and a community that's trying its best to, you know, self-regulate. Raids with like three viewers is painful for you to do. It always helps. Like, whoever you raid should be grateful for a raid, regardless of how many there are.
She has it. I saw in their eye.
And if the mods are nice in the chat, it'll give you they'll usually give you like a shout out or something. And it doesn't necessarily do much. Like, you won't see a ton of people coming back to your channel, but if you raid within channels of a similar size to you, then that's what builds community amongst smaller streamers especially, and there are obviously some people who are very generous with their time, and it helps if you don't think of yourself as a smaller streamer but just a growing community, you know? So Hugh and Rodrika are now best friends. We're going to walk back to Fallen Ruins and go see Vare. It's not perfect, but it is a pretty straight shot to the Rose Church, so I'll try and find that grace in future. Yeah, like Ginger and the other mods in here often give shout-outs to people even if they raid in with just like 2 people or whatever.
You claim what? My doubt. Words are truly, I believe, even words. That's the. Oh. I'll give it a try. And if I've high hopes for you.
Alright, cool. So, with that horrendous man out of the way, I'll craft a little bit more blood grease because we've got 2 more root resin, so we might need a bit more just in case any of the boss fights get screwed up. Let's go to South Raya Lucaria again. Let's go and see EG. If you were to raid someone, you want to raid people in your size, not streamers who have fast chats and about a ton of people in the chat. You can do either, really. Like, if you want to just get your name out there and become a familiar name to people, then you can do it. But it is less likely that you're going to get recognition for it if you've got, like, a couple of people coming in to raid somebody much larger. It depends who you raid, though, because different people have different dispositions, and there are genuinely some people on Twitch who don't like it when smaller streamers raid them because it's like, oh, they're doing it for attention or whatever, or they're just trying to raid the biggest person they can. But there are other people who welcome it, and like I'm cool with people of any size raiding me, and I think it's always nice to hear from other people in the community regardless. Like, just don't expect anything from it, I think, is the main thing. Like, you might get some people show up to check you out, you might not, and the important thing is not to get dissatisfied with that if it turns out that it doesn't, like, bring a whole community over to you to begin with. But if you're streaming popular games, then there'll sometimes be some people who want to return the favor and raid you back, and that can often mean, like, a good dozen or so people showing up, maybe more. Throw affection at people you like. Well, exactly, yeah. That's how it works, really. Alright, an extra 20k is great.
An old soul here, perhaps. Oh, and if you come to
we need EG to tell us that he's got something extra because we know Blythe.
I conjure that is why, unless you wish. Quite a rare, perhaps, at any rate.
So we're going to get this, we're going to get this, and we're going to get that. We should be able to put at least 1 more point into Vigor. Yeah, you're not going to be at hundreds of people straight away. Keep at it. That's always good advice. And from here, we now... Oh, we need EG to actually upgrade the weapon. We don't just buy the smithing stones. We actually need to make the upgrades. And that's not quite going to do it, so we'll pop another rune here. That should do it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now we need to go get the Glintstone key so that we can get to Altus Plateau. Skip Raya Lucaria entirely. Yeah, like hiding view count from yourself is a nice thing to do. A lot of streaming software supports that as well, so I think the most important thing when you get started with Twitch is just to talk about what you're doing, talk as though there are people in chat. Don't require chat to drive the entire conversation at the beginning, just talk about whatever it is you're doing in-game. And at least that way, like, even if people aren't watching live, people might come back and watch the VOD, or maybe you upload the VOD to YouTube later or something, and then people will be able to understand what it is you're doing. And I find one of the most annoying habits, in my opinion, with some Twitch streamers is when they're just asking chat to talk to them rather than them talking to chat. You know, they're like, hey, say something that I can... It's like improv comics that get up on stage, and if the audience does have any good prompts for them, they're like, well, this isn't going well. You've sort of got to improv your way to, you know, getting people in chat talking rather than the other way around, you know? And yeah, if you have like 5 people watching you play a game in real life, that's just like hanging out with a ton of friends on the couch, you know? So keep it casual at first, you'll be good. If you already talk to yourself, then you're in a great place, yeah. When I first started playing Minecraft on the Xbox, I had watched a bunch of YouTubers, and I was really in that mindset to start something like content creation. And I used to talk to myself a lot during that, and it, like, my partner was, like, really miffed by it to begin with. Not, like, annoyed or whatever, but was like, you know, you don't have to do the commentary thing. And I was, the entire time in Minecraft, I was like, okay, so what's this? And how do I do that? And obviously that becomes a skill once you're actually a content creator. But at the time, I was just playing for fun, and they were like, I don't get why you're doing that. Like, I'm normally quite a quiet person when I'm just, like, absorbed in my own hobbies. So the fact that I was narrating what I was doing, they were kind of confused by it first. But it all kind of came together once I started making videos, you know? So a little bit more of the root resin there that we can grab. I always confuse the gold poop for the root resin, because they look kind of similar on the ground. And then you pick some up and it's like, oh, congratulations, you picked up some gold poop. And I'm like, not what I wanted. Not really what I wanted there. It's another sacred tear to add to the collection. That wolf looked at me funny. Yeah, this game has gold poop, or gold-tinged excrement, I think is how it puts it, but there are more coarse ways of saying that. But typically I like the space to be, if not family-friendly, then at least, I don't know, a little closer to the mark on that. I think it's different when we're playing a game like Elden Ring, but it is not in my disposition to put that out there on the internet, so... we pronounce it porp. Paup. More dragon wound grease. God, the fact that I know where all of these items and stuff are and what they are when I stumble across them like this is probably a sign that I know this game too well. Right. Frenzied Flaming Tower. We're mostly doing this part so we get an extra sacred tier and access to Church of Inhibition. No madness for me. By madness here, which means I get hit by the rat, but that's fine as long as I dodge the next hit. Because this time I have health! Imagine! Is this going to drop a rune arc? Oh, yellow emerald, never mind. I don't know if the madness rats can drop rune arcs. Let's try and get up here while the eye burns down. That's a KO. We'll grab this just in case. I don't think this is going to be a faith build, but you know, I've surprised myself before. This is going to be a very heavily dex-focused build, I think. Santa's Watchtower. Satan's Watchtower. I do like how odd the Eye of Shabriri being up there is. Like, it's never really fully explained. Obviously, Shabriri as a concept is explained, but... Good time, that tower. I hit it with a passion. Yeah. Not the nicest place to be. I'm going to be underconfident here and get fully healed up before I go into this fight. Could also probably have put the Dex Not tier on my flask already, just to have a slightly easier time fighting Vike, but I don't think Vike's going to give us too much trouble. Then again, I've said that before on this stream, so... There we go. Easy enough. Thanks, man. We need, most importantly, to get this Grace. And then we can take the Loux. One of these days, we might actually fight the Magma Worm. And go up the rift. The Ravine-Veiled Village, but not on this run. This run we're doing serious things. For serious people. Serious gaming. And once we get to the top of the lift, off in this direction. First Altus Plateau Grace. The 2023 sticker. I think there's just sub badges for people who've been to like TwitchCon and stuff. Maybe that's it. Let's add this. Let's also fix the Physic Flask before I forget to do that and embarrass myself fighting Mohg later. Frenzy is a cool concept of the game. I wish I knew more about it. The DLC only deepens the mystery. Because there is a character in the DLC who's sort of like the DLC's equivalent of Shabriri. And might even be Shabriri by some people's guesswork, because they have a very similar smile. But that's basically the only connection that you have to go on, aside from the fact that they convinced somebody to... become the Lord of Frenzy Flame, which is sort of what Shabriri does for the player character. Did the Magma Worm not too long ago, dropped a mini army on its head and went on my way, yeah. It's fun the amount of summons you can get for that, assuming you've met the right people. Well, we're not going into this with Blood Grease, but we also kind of don't need to. Should get a stagger if we do enough heavies, but we also might not need to. Because we're just that powerful, I suppose. Really love how she throws that stuff. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So we don't need to rely heavily on the Ritual Sword Talisman until we get to Mohg, but we might as well equip it because the plan is always to be at full health. But it's only really getting your stats set up so that you deal the right amount of damage to Mohg so that the fight ends up being more scripted. It has only now occurred to me that I need to go into the sewers and do the bit with the hateful lobsters. But we will manage that, I imagine. 2023 Twitch recap? Probably that, yes. So yeah, Twitch always has these fun little ways of spicing up your chat appearance and earning little badges and stuff like that, right? Some of it is channel agnostic, it happens across the entire platform. Some of it is channel specific, like subscriber badges. So we're going to quickly head up here. Grab this. Head across the ravine and go to 2 locations. What are the stages of a Twitch streamer? You gain more abilities or control over your streams with more followers. I think it's more about getting to the amount of watched hours and regular viewership and followers that you become an affiliate, and from there your path to being a Twitch partner is fairly obvious. I don't know what the requirements are these days. But honestly, being an affiliate is basically just like being a partner. Partners have slightly larger emote libraries and things like that, and more access to like newer features when Twitch develops them, but affiliate is basically the same as partner used to be now, and partner is just extended. Twitch partners, the main, I think, advantage of it is that you have that verification check mark next to your name, which is really just a clout thing. It doesn't mean a whole lot. But then partners have access to stuff at Twitch events, and they can be... It's sometimes possible for larger partners to negotiate their revenue split of Twitch subscribers, but depending on the size that you are, it doesn't change much. You can lose affiliate. What about partner? From my understanding, I don't think they cull the list of partners all that often. So once you're a partner, you're basically a partner for life. But then most people who are partnered, it is in their interests to continue streaming, so most of them will. That dog almost got me, but I did not let myself get got. Let's see if we can get the flask in. Okay, he let us. Nice. Oh, yikes. Don't you dare. This guy can be a problem. Especially if he hits us with the heavies. And the incantations. And that attack. Okay. I think I need to keep these runes, because there's still a pretty decent amount. It's our friend from the Bloodborne DLC, is it? I'm unfamiliar. I've really not seen that much of Bloodborne. I would love to play it at some point, so I've never watched anybody play it, but of course it's a PlayStation exclusive, and while I do have a PlayStation, I don't have it connected to the PC, and I don't do much gaming on it anymore. It's more of a glorified Blu-ray player at this stage. Beast Claw, yeah, they do have those. Many a beast does. Doofers, thank you so much for the 35 months. Bring it. Oh, he brought it. He actually brought it. Yikes. Again, so quick. We do actually want to kill this guy if we possibly can, because he does give you a really helpful item. But if he doesn't, we can get one another way. Love how many pools of blood there are around. Yeah, more people doing what I'm doing right now and trying to get this guy killed quickly. Weird how it dropped me off there that time. That was like much closer than I expected to be. I think if anything we can maybe drop Radagon's Sword Seal for this fight, just to give us a slightly better chance at surviving a hit. Let's make sure I have enough stamina. Thank goodness for that. Third time's the charm. What was that, the fourth time? Great stars. So from here there are 2 places we can get the Smithing Stone 5 that we still need. One's in Caelid, one is here on Altus. The Altus one is on the way to another sacred tier, so we may as well get that while we're gearing up. Getting our flasks to plus 10 is pretty helpful. So we'll get the other sacred tier from the second Church of Marika. Just so we don't have to do this part again. This place, I believe, is officially called the Bower of Bounty, and it has a lot of very pretty flowers, but a lot of very ugly enemies. Dan Metro Arnold, hello, welcome in. How goes the Elden Ring? It goes very well. Aside from a couple of technical hitches earlier in the stream, we are speeding along here. And I am in completely the wrong place, but aside from that, it's going great. We completed our Azur's Glintstone staff run in a segmented fashion, but I'll stitch it together for the edited version of this on YouTube, and then... or the version I upload, at least. I don't tend to edit them too often, but I'll make an exception in this case. And then on this playthrough, we have already made a pretty good start towards getting the Backhand Blades, which is the first weapon beginning with B that is part of the A to Z. Can you swear here? Nobody's going to stop you, but I'd prefer if you didn't. Just because I like my chat to stay, like, chill, you know? But, on Minecraft streams, I like to keep the chat family-friendly. We're a bit more lenient about that stuff on Elden Ring streams, since this is a mature-rated game, and I'm pretty sure it limits the amount of people who can come in and view the stream to mature audiences. Well, once this imp stops chasing me, I think we're good. But I can probably take this Spirit Spring upwards onto whatever little plateau this is, and as long as that wolf doesn't notice me, which it might have done. Okay, we're good. Cool. Let's go back to Altus Plateau, Grace. Yeah, that is the church where you kill Eleonora, but we haven't done Yura's questline, so she doesn't appear there. Fortunately, we're not going to need the Purifying Crystal tier to kill Mohg, so... in this case, we are going to just go straight through Lanedell, grab all of the golden seeds that are there so we have extra flasks just in case things go south. How's the system doing so far? Cross fingers, touch wood and everything, but it seems to be okay. We managed to complete one run, we're on the next run, we're getting pretty deep into this one, so hopefully everything's okay. But I'm not going to count on anything happening until I've done it, so... killed her today with Frenzy. She only set me on fire a few times. Yeah, the Eleonora fight's rough. PvP in general is, and she has a pretty solid weapon and some very dangerous draconic spells, so it's a rough fight, especially if you're a melee class. Doesn't Twitch have a weird thing when you become a partner you aren't allowed to stream on other platforms? They have softened the rules on that a lot in recent years, just because of how important multiple platforms are to people's online presence. So I think it is possible for partners to stream to multiple platforms at the same time now. And like any Twitch exclusivity stuff is sort of more chill. Just gonna ignore these two guys. Martin does it. Yeah. Yeah, if it was 2020, then things have definitely changed since then. If that was the last time you heard about the partner requirements, then very different now. Bye. Really funny that that guy was right there and just did nothing about me, but that is how it goes. Okay, so that's 3 seeds. We've got 2 more coming up here and another one further out from the wall, so we should be able to get 1 more flask upgrade. Game audio is making it difficult to hear me. I know, I need to boost my volume ever so slightly here. But sometimes this game is just loud and sometimes it's quiet, and it's difficult to keep a balance between those. Alright, we're going to skip the bonus Margit fights. We've all got part 1.5. Because he's just like over there somewhere. But we don't need the stamina talisman, so I'm not going to bother fighting him. If we were going for 100%, then obviously we'd be doing everything. But we've already missed a couple of items if we were going for 100%, because we're on Altus already, so no more boiled crab for me, right? Huh. Thought I was going to deal more damage than that with an R1. R2s are fine, though. That should make it slightly safer to get this golden seed. Crabless %. He's going crabless, folks. So this ruin here has our next somber smithing stone. Nice. So now we can fully upgrade to +6. And that'll get us in good stead to fight Radagon. We already have the smithing stone 8 and 9. We'll get the 10 from Mohg Palace. We just have to get the 7 from Lanedale Sewers. And to do that, we have to get into Lanedale in the first place, which means 2 Shardbearer fights. This really is a challenge for the next few years. It is, yes. We are planning on beating Mohg and getting to the DLC with all 100 of the DLC weapons. And rare drop weapons we are going to have to farm. We did that with the Albinauric bow already, which was... I don't know if that's the deepest in the game we will have to farm a weapon, but it's one of the later ones. Didn't want that Ash of War anyway. The guy's following me. Let's get around the back here. Crouch for a second. Okay, we're good. So now back to EG 4+6, and try and skip into the arena where we can fight Radagon.
Ray.
Okay, 9688, and we need to get to 11876. So Golden Rune 4. And then probably all of these. Nice. 30 vigor, 12 runes left. One more flask and one more flask buff. We head back here and see if we can jump off the cliff to fight Radagon. Yes, we've rested at Altus. It is festival time, but this just gets us into Radagon's arena faster. I jumped too early. I jumped too early. Get ready to hear Millicent's voice a couple of times, so apologies if that's a little bit grating. Didn't quite judge it right that time either, weird. This is like oddly specific, and I get it maybe 1 out of every 10 tries, which is why I try and use up all my runes. But it does skip a little bit of traveling around and all of the talking at Radagon's castle. Nope, still no. Does cussing affect stuff on Twitch like if the streamer does it? Twitch's regulations are slightly different to YouTube's as far as what remains advertiser friendly, and Twitch as a platform relies far less on advertising than YouTube does to generate revenue. It's more about letting people know you're going to be doing it. EG base game Ounce back for the DLC. I think Ounce back is probably my favorite, but I think it's close to being a tie with Egon. There we go, finally. God, that took a while. And we still die, but dying in this fashion means we get the option to respawn at the Stake of Marika, which means we can skip all of the stuff at Redmane. How do you let people know? When you set up your stream, you can tag your stream mature. The other fun thing is that we get to warp over here at whatever time of day it was when we did the warp, so Radagon's arena is going to look very different. That should be far enough. Yeah, okay, cool. So we tricked his AI into just starting the fight instead of shooting at us from a distance. Let's summon all the boys. And immediately get our butts handed to us, but that's fine. Nice to see you too, Radagon. What I wanted to do is get Blood Grease on. meteor modes. Tragoth is dead. Let's have him spawn up here. There we go. Okay, not bad. Quick stagger. We'll get the bleed. Finish it out with a strong heavy. Could be better, could be worse. Good fight overall, though. Favorite NPC, Radagon's horse? Yeah. Wouldn't it be easy to just go to Altus and trigger the festival since we have the Dexus medallion? That's what I did. What are you talking about? I was on Altus, like, literally right before this. I don't know what the what the stumble is here. Weird not having Blythe here. But that's a symptom of this whole thing.
Aye, one hit after that, and as such. As luck, if I can, and you know, who could expect? Just you wait.
Alright. That guarantees that Alexander will be on Mount Gelmir later. Put the rest of these points into Vigor. Once again, just in case things go badly for us in the Mohg fight. That should be everything we need to do here. We can go back to Vare. Why do we need the jump skip then? Because it just skips you having to do all of the stuff at Redmane. It skips you even getting to Redmane because we've already been to the Rose Church, or not the Rose Church, that's where we are right now. We've already been to the Church of the Plague, so you can just jump off of there and it gets you there much faster. Yeah, you skip basically anything you would need to do in Caelid. Yeah, I'm definitely going to find this Grace again. This is way more convenient. Have to go once you beat Mohg. I haven't gone to the DLC yet. I'm going to be in the DLC for all of about 2 minutes, so I would recommend skipping it if you haven't seen the opening vista, because it is really nice.
Ah, my... You've complained with this a night now. This no...
But then, yeah, like I'm not going to be in the DLC for long, so you could basically just look away. But at that stage, once we've got the weapon, I will just be ending the stream because I need to go and make some dinner. Gonna have some salmon teriyaki tonight.
Clench your teeth or something.
I'll go walk the dog and come back. Yeah, I might be done by the time you're done walking the dog, depending on how long you walk your dog for.
You have...
Shut up. Thank you. Bye. Okay, now we're going back to Lanedale. We have to beat Draconic Tree Sentinel. Go and get Mohg's Shackle and the Somber 7, and then we are basically all set for Mohgwyn Palace. Yeah, Selvis and Vare are just the two absolute slime balls in this. There's a few others, of course. I mean, Gideon's not that much higher above them, but... Vare calling you Lambkin gets old real fast, let me tell you. Creepiest creep. And Selvis for reasons that should be obvious. Torrent, no! Well, there goes my steed. I'm not faring much better, actually. I will need to completely refill my health if we want to get the Ritual Sword Talisman buff, so let's do that. Because we need to fight this guy, who I think has a vulnerability to bleed, so it should be fine. Ow. Still ow. Come on, dude. I just want to have full health, man. Okay, it's fine. There's a Stake America right here. You can summon Millicent for this fight if you do her quest. Can you? I didn't realize. Have I heard about Iskall and everything going on right now? I have not. No. So, like, maybe if it's serious, let's not discuss it here. That's all. Greyhorn Tragoth is also there, just free of charge. Nice. I've never really considered summoning for this fight. Mostly because it's usually easy enough to just do this. But maybe I shouldn't be quite so quick about that. Tragoth's got to be a fun partner to have in this fight. Tragoth feels like, even though you never really meet him outside of... he's right behind where I spawn. Really? Where? Oh, here. Huh. Yeah, he feels like the Solaire of this game. I'm not going to use the Blood Grease at this point because I want to save it. Got to pay attention to my stamina and also his attacks this time. Dude. No range from that. Not a problem. We had like 2k, 2.7 maybe. My timing is off on this fight for some reason. Seriously. Why can't Torrent breathe fire? I want a horse that breathes fire? I know. Don't think doing this fight on the horse is going to make it any better for me, so... Ow. Come on. We're better than this. Do you not remember the last time Draconic Tree Sentinel gave me this much trouble? Unless it was on one of the bow-only runs. Golf swing at me, will you? Staying on his shield side is usually a pretty great way of drawing out a dodgeable attack pattern. But in this case, I like living dangerously. Oh, ouch. That had a larger radius than I was expecting. I'm getting fireballed for that one because I drank too early. His lightning's gone now. Which he likes to reset, so... Alright. Better once I was patient. Elden Ring, my favorite rhythm game? Yep. Always. We're Elden Ringing here. We're just one Elden at doing a ring. Elden Ringing. Loophole, welcome in. Beast Boss, welcome in to you as well. We're going to throw a few more points into Vigor. We basically don't want to touch our strength or dexterity at this point until we get to Mohg. But this does end up with a character who's prepared for the DLC in terms of stamina and health, and is then fairly flexible and mobile as far as the other, like, the attack-focused stats go. Maybe we're going to cast the Elden Ring into the fire. Maybe. Destroy it! See you later, casual gamers. See, we're onto this weapon. We're onto Backhand Blades. This weapon is just to get us to the DLC fast.
For bringing here, and thus I shall depart. Farewell. I shall leave. I wish you have. I have no.
So this character was started fresh at the beginning of the stream. We've played for about an hour and 40 minutes. We're in the capital to get a couple of things, and then we're going to go and fight Mohg, and at that point we'll get to the DLC. So the Backhand Blades are going to be our first weapon in the A to Z beginning with B. Yeah, this weapon is Bloodhound's Fang. This is a really reliable weapon. So reliable, in fact, that streamers, I think, speedrunners, who are probably also streamers, but speedrunners use this weapon now for the any percent route, I think. Or the any percent is, like, very glitch heavy. I think the any percent glitchless uses this weapon. But a lot of people who are new to the game use Bloodhound's Fang because it's just a good weapon overall. That threw my timing off. Gonna take a quick drink. Mostly fighting this thing because it drops a really big rune. Really didn't want to do that though. We'll skip this fight. We don't really need to fight it. We can come back and get it later. Unfortunately, those things don't take bleed damage, so not really that useful to have all of the extra buffs that we have. Just playing a concert A on a saxophone. Actually, don't think that is an A. It sounds more like an F sharp. Bit of MIDI saxophone. Alright, this time I'm ignoring you because you're trash, so bye, I guess. I would like to get to the sewers, please. I hear you trying to shoot me through the wall. Don't even think about it. Get to the sewers easily, you just jump off this section here where it has that little cutout of the balcony. Hop on down. Grab the rune arc, open the door. And we're in. It's like depths from Dark Souls 1 all over again. Oh yeah, I'm also going to put my lantern on the pouch now so that you guys can see better in these dark areas. Got to get some WD-40 on that gate in the subterranean shunning grounds. I don't think maintenance is their first priority. Look how these rats don't really attack you, they just kind of mill about when you come through. Okay, something just fell off somewhere. Not entirely sure what that was, but don't need to worry about it. It wasn't this guy, whoever it was. Alright, bye. Just kind of jump off here. Roll off here. Given how this has been going, I'm going to heal up because I have a feeling one of these lobsters is going to kill me. Nice, the lobster got the smithing stone for me there. Absolutely not. Nope. Give me this. Let me get the grace. And get me the heck out of here. I think the talisman from this catacombs is going to be really nice if we have a bleed weapon, because it's Lord of Bloods, right? But we are all set there, I think. Time to use the Pure Blood Knight's medal. We're going to put Mohg's shackle on our pouch as well. No, we're going to put it on the equipment carousel, rather. So we'll have that there, because then it's flask, shackle. Yeah, great. Backhand blades with bleed is very good, so I'd suggest it. Yeah, I think that's the direction we're headed. What time is it? Okay, cool. We've got 4 blood grease left, which should be enough. Hopefully. Grab that as well, because we'll need it later. Since these are standard upgrades on these weapons. Everyone say hello to Raspberry Jam. And it occurs to me that I don't remember the sequence of attacks you have to do to kill Mohg quickly with this anymore, so I might have to quickly look that up. I think I have it written down somewhere. There's something about the amount of attacks you can fit in. It's like 2 R1s and an R2 or something like that, but I forget exactly how the damage calculation goes. I have a Google Doc with it written down. Either way, we're going to have to run up here to open this chest, so time to dodge a lot of guys. Well, that didn't work. All I wanted was the chest behind you, but it was the chest you were all looking at, so I can see why that was a bit of a problem. Elden Ring stuff. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Three light attacks and 1 heavy attack is the sequence we have to learn to begin with, and then weapon art, heavy, crit, weapon art, heavy, and then another weapon art, and that should kill him, in theory. What's up, Darko? Welcome in. Minecraft Father is playing Elden Ring today because this game is good, and honestly, if people come here for Minecraft, they should be watching the Love Tropics stream instead, because those folks are still doing a fantastic charity marathon. Hello, I'd like to report a murder. It's me, I'm the one who was murdered. But that's fine, because now we have what we need. And if we go back to Table of Lost Grace, or EG, I think they only choose EG because it's faster. We have this now. We're also not going to need Radagon's Remembrance either, because we don't want the bow or the blades, so we can use that to level ourselves a little more. Okay, in case we want more health.
Now those have a chat, find them wet.
We'll upgrade this all the way. This is the only exception I'm allowing to a weapon that's not the current run weapon getting us to the or being like the maximum level of upgrade. It's only because upgrading to +10 gets you the damage you need to get into the DLC.
Only fine. You have now to become the thing as much.
Thank you.
Become.
So now we have that, we can also apply this, which means that we don't need to worry about FP, which we shouldn't anyway, but just in case we need to, like, improvise in the Mohg fight. I also don't have a, gold pickled Foulfoot at this point. So we're going to be getting the normal amount of runes from the Mohg fight, but considering we can farm runes around here, that's totally fine. I will just quickly check that this plus two-handing oh, we're not two-handing, that's it. 734, okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's get up here and do the thing. I'm a little bit rusty on this fight, so this may take a couple of attempts. But we have the Strength and Dex, not Physic tiers, and we're about to go in and fight Mohg. We'll run the cutscene just because. Hey, Tinker, welcome in. Welcome to close to the end of this stream, actually. We're going to be going in here, getting a weapon, and then wrapping up for the night. I'm glad you believe in me. I believe in myself, most of the time. The communist agenda has come for Mikola. Judgment has come for Mikola. Like how it has to be such a big pool of blood because his character model is so big. It feels like a lot of blood to me, you know?
Dearest Mikola.
Thank God blood has surface tension, I guess.
You must abide alone a while. Welcome, honored guest, to the birthplace of our dynasty.
Who's ready to die nasty? Dang it. I've screwed this up already because I don't have enough health, so I'm not doing enough damage.
Mikola is mine and mine alone.
Yeah, unfortunately the attack pattern he did at the start there threw me off, and I didn't get the chance to deal the extra damage that you're supposed to deal with ritual swords, so we'll go again. Like I said, I've got 4 attempts at this before I need to go and craft some more blood grease, so... In fact, we have 3 more blood grease we can craft right there, so that's totally fine. 1 more attempt. It all depends whether Mohg actually attacks you or just paces around to start with here. That should be fine. That will not be fine. I think we've already... Yeah, we've broken the voice threshold. Ooh, let's go again.
Mikola is mine and mine alone.
Yeah, losing the talisman buff is my main concern here. That should do. Get the riposte, and then 2 more weapon arts should do this. There we go. That's how we do it.
The coming of our dynasty. Mohg will.
Right, there's now enough weapons that I will completely forget how to do that by next time we have to do this. But that's okay, because 420,000 runes later we're in the DLC. I'm going to use these now, and we're going to level up a lot of dexterity. Because otherwise I'm just going to die to something as soon as we get into the Land of Shadow, and that's going to be ridiculous.
I'm Leda. Touch the wither to the realm of my compatriots like us, if you can find.
Well, we don't need to worry too much about Leda, because we're going to spend all of 2 minutes in the DLC. But for folks who haven't seen this before, welcome to Gravesite Plain. A lovely opening vista. As that good Elden Ring we all came here for. The moon is still here. So we get to see Shadow of the Erdtree content for all of about 2 minutes. There might be some other, like, talismans and stuff that we could come here for if we need them, but I think a lot of the stuff that's going to help this weapon is really back in the main game. But you get to see a furnace golem. I'm going to save at this grace, just in case I need to die and respawn here, basically, because the furnace golem can occasionally aggro on you from a massive distance and become a problem. Oh, hey, the moon, that's my wife? Yeah, basically. So the Backhand Blade is right here, behind all these Inquisitors. And we're done. That's it. DLC over. No more DLC. That was great. And now welcome to the Backhand Blades, because these things are pretty cool. So, with this, Dex 13 scales on Dex and Strength equally, probably favors Dex when it scales up a bit more. We will need to go and get a lot of smithing stones, but we can at least start by upgrading it to +2.
Oh, I didn't. I'll be doing much. Just lay out.
Or maybe just +1. But at this point, Ray Lucaria Crystal Tunnel is there. The 3s and 4s are going to be in Sealed Tunnel over here. The next one is in Mountaintops. The one after that is Godskin Duo. So I guess we can probably get this thing leveled up pretty high. Let's get the bell bearing in Sealed Tunnel first, because it's nice and quick. And shouldn't involve us fighting anything, really. We'll be able to beat Morgoth and go to the Mountaintops next stream anyway. But I'm also going to be going back to Mohg Palace and leveling at the usual bird farming spot, so... provided that the next stream happens on Tuesday, we'll see what happens on Tuesday. I have a little bit more time to play this tomorrow if I log in the evening. I now try and do like a little torrent long jump strat whenever I cross one of the thresholds of these places and see how far in we can get. So like I said, Backhand Blades is a paired weapon, so really cool moveset. If you two-hand it, you get 2 of them. And probably isn't going to do great against these miners with their stone skin, because I assume it does slashing damage, so we won't worry about that for now. Let's just get out of here. Still really annoying that when you're at a site of grace, you can't then warp out, even if you're in like a tunnel situation. But I think, yeah, if we go back to the Academy and go to Raya Crystal Tunnel from there, we should be able to grab a few smithing stones on the way through here. Yeah, let's go to the end of the Great Bridge and take the Gravestones route down. It has been a while, it feels like, since I had to worry about the acquisition of regular smithing stones. It feels like we've done somber weapons for the last few. Maybe I'm wrong. Gotta make sure we let ourselves down easy. And Crystal Tunnel should be just over here. There we go. So we just got to beat the boss at the end of this, and then we should have access to all the smithing stones, 1s and 2s we should ever want. If we wanted an easier time fighting this boss, we could probably equip the Morning Star, but I kind of want to see how the situation here goes. Oh, those are somber, never mind. I'm pretty sure they are anyway. No point in grabbing anything else from here because we're just going to be able to buy it anyway. And I think, aside from the occasional misbegotten in these mines, and there are guards, I think there are guards here and there as well, most of the stuff in here is not going to take great damage from the backhand blades. In fact, the boss itself is unlikely to take a ton of damage, but we'll see how easily these things can poise break with a couple of charged R1s. Alright, bye. That guy was eager. So shortcut to the boss arena in this room, but unfortunately it results in your death, so I won't be taking that. Are the game sounds sounding off? In what way? Like, are they out of sync or are they out of pitch? I don't know what you mean by that. And can anybody else confirm or deny? All seems fine to you guys? Might want to try resetting the stream then. Do a quick refresh. There we go. Now we're talking. Oh, I like this. Yeah, okay. Alright. I'm seeing the vision. It's alright with something that can stagger that easily, but... Yeah. Yeah, I'll take it. It's a very fluid moveset. I like that. Backhand blades are busted. We will see. We'll see. Right. So you, I need to give both of these to. And we'll need 8 of them. How many do we have of those? Okay, we need 11 of these. 6 of them. No, 8 of them. And then 12 of them. And that should get us up to plus 12 on these things. Somebody else using backhand blades, look. And the jellyfish shield.
No. Oh, don't
Hugh
blame me,
is like
just lay
speed
out
running all of his extra dialogue for us as well. Of course. Figured we'd run out sooner or later. Fortunately, though, I have a nest egg.
Back all no matter.
Okay, now we're on gathering smithing stone 5s. I think I know where I can get hold of a decent amount of them, but we can get slashy now. And now I need to figure out what Backhand Blake's whole armor set and talismans and everything are going to be. But I think, like I said, we might end up going a bit more Barefist Steve, going and getting the Blue Dancer charm from down here, and getting the Winged Sword insignia from here. We'll do Millicent's questline to get Millicent's prosthesis from Windmill Village, and that'll be 3 of our 4 talisman slots basically accounted for. Maybe Carrion Filigree so that we can do the weapon art, the blind spot dodge a bit more. But we'll see how things go with that. Puppy's been walked. Where are we going now? We are going to the ending screen because this is it. We have the backhand blades. We've been to the DLC for literally like a minute and a half, I think. So after 2 hours and 9 minutes exactly, we're going to wrap up the stream. Amazingly, things have survived. Yeah, still kind of annoyed that it happened, but I'm happy that we made it. We came back, we did the thing. Thank you to everybody who stuck around through all of the technical issues. I cannot thank you folks enough for being the kindest stream audience when I undergo all of these technical issues like this. And yeah, we're going to raid somebody else here on Twitch. I'll probably raid into the Love Tropics stream unless anybody else more convenient makes themselves known. But no, I think we'll raid Love Tropics. Love Tropics needs your support after all. And it only happens once per year, so we'll go and say hi to them. You can use your Pixel Hype emotes and the hashtag PixelRaid to show some love. You can also donate if you're in a position to do so. They're supporting Women's Earth Alliance this year. I kicked off the event yesterday. It was a really fun time, and whoever's on the stream right now is going to enjoy having a few extra folks in there. So say hi from me. I'll be back with you guys on Tuesday for another stream. I won't be streaming tomorrow because I've got RPG stuff in the afternoon, so see you over on 8-Bit Community at 6 PM my time for a recap of our Dungeons & Dragons shenanigans. In the meantime, thank you so much for being here. Take care. Have a good one. Bye for now.